Hello, bonjour, guten tag, buenos dias, dobrý den, welcome to Me Paintings. I'm Veronica Me. Thank you very much for stopping by at my channel because today I will teach you how to create beautiful acrylic pour on round canvas, and I will also make amazing twist. So I'll be using these cold colors. It's light gray, yellowish green, mint, viridian green, Prussian blue and lavender. I'm using these types of colors from Lucas Krill Studio. I buy these in local art shop. You will have to search them online because I don't know what's available in your country. And I mix them with pouring medium. I create my own pouring medium from PVA glue and distilled water. I mix 60% of PVA glue and 40% of water. This is the consistency of my colors. Something between thick and thin. And what I'm also gonna do, I'm gonna add 1 or 2 drops of silicone oil in each color, but not in my white because I'll be using white as a base color. So let's put 2 drops, mix it up a little bit, not too much, and that's all prepared. And I also wanted to tell you that I mixed my colors in ratio 1:1. 1 part of pouring medium and 1 part of acrylic color. That's my mixture. So let's move these aside. This canvas is size 40 centimeters. I bought this in local art shop. And I'm gonna pour this white base on the whole canvas and spread it everywhere. It doesn't have to be a thick layer of colors, just make sure it's all covered with white. I use this spatula to spread it everywhere. All covered, so now it's time to start pouring my colors on my canvas. Let's start with this dark blue. I'm gonna just spread it where I want. Mint, gray, ooh, that's beautiful. But I'm gonna spread it everywhere now. And these colors will... Look at these beautiful cells which appeared there. But I want to mix these colors all together. Let's use my little torch which I bought in local shop. It was 3 euros, nothing special. And I'm gonna pop these cells. I ran out of gas, so I'm gonna have to use heat gun, which is similar to torch. So let's pop these cells. Perfect, beautiful. Look at all these amazing cells. Quite a lot of lavender showed. And I love this color combination. I'm gonna show you a little detail because the colors are much nicer in the detail. Perfect, that's what I hoped for. Now I'm gonna let this dry. These cells might stretch a little bit more, but this will be a perfect background for my future idea. So I'm gonna let it dry for about a week. It needs to be completely dry, and then I'm gonna show you what to do next. my pour is dry, I can start working on my tree. And I kept looking at it, and later on I started to see a perfect shape of a tree inside of my pour. So I'm using my pen marker to create these lines, so it's easier for me to see where the shape of a tree is. And the amazing thing is that I'm just following the natural lines of my cells. So this pour actually created a perfect background for my tree. So this is how it looks. I hope you can see the shape of my tree. This is the tree crown and the trunk. I will try to create some 3D cells on my crown, but firstly I start working on my tree trunk. And firstly I need to draw some roots. So I also tried to follow the natural lines of my cells. And now I start filling the whole trunk with Van Dyke brown color. And later on I will work on some more details. So firstly I just fill everything with one shade of brown. And then I will use darker brown or beige color to create more details and shadows and highlights on my tree trunk. Now I'm using palette knife to create more structure on my trunk. I'm using darker brown shade and I'm trying to create these lines and shadows inside of my trunk. Now I also use lighter beige color to create reflections and lighter parts on my trunk. And some more details. Now I also decided to create shadows underneath my roots, so I'm using black color and creating slightly visible shades underneath my roots, so it will give it more 3D look. I'm using my old brushes. I didn't have any other option at that time, but they work quite well. Just the tiny brushes for creating these tiny shadows. It's time to work on my cells. I will try to fill them with Artist Raw pen marker, and I will just follow the natural lines of cells and just go around these cells. And these cells will create a beautiful structure on my tree crown. Easy peasy, nothing special, just following the natural lines of my cells. And this is quite a satisfying thing to do. So my cells are all filled with darker color, so it's time to work on the shades, which will be in each of these tiny cells. And this is the brush which I'll be using. This is size 4, and I'm using black acrylic color. Put a little bit of that black on my brush, then put my brush in water and try to blend it. It will make these cells look more 3D. You don't have to do this step, but it helps to give it that 3D look. Now it's time to use white for my reflection, so I'm using this tiny brush. This one is from Arteza, and I think it's size 0, 1 or 0, very tiny brush. You can also use pen marker or whatever you prefer. So just a tiny little reflection on the top of my cell. And each cell will have its own reflection. So this took me about 1 hour to paint these reflections, but it was very satisfying thing to do. And I actually decided to cover this background with light blue color so it will symbolize beautiful sky. So let's do that. And I decided to pour resin over the top of my painting. I'll be using this one, crystal clear epoxy resin from J Diction. I will put the link down in the description box for you. And this is very easy. You just mix 1 part of A, 1 part of B. So let's do that. Mix it up very well. And let's pop some of these bubbles. And this is the result of my Tree acrylic pour, and I absolutely love how this painting ended up. These leaves remind me of gemstones, and I love the symbolism because trees are a necessary part of our lives and they are like gemstones for us. I call this painting Yggdrasil. Yggdrasil is the Norse tree of life. It is an ash tree in which all of the worlds, including the world of humans and the world of gods, nestle among the branches and roots. So I hope you enjoyed this special painting tutorial. I hope it was inspirational for you. If you enjoyed it, please give a thumbs up or subscribe to my channel. You can also join my Facebook group, create with me, and show us your beautiful art. I also have got Instagram page, Me Paintings, where you can see all of my artwork. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait to see you again. Bye!